This is Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. And I'm gonna go check on the Garcinias today. Maybe some mangoes, but I'm gonna look at the Chacha and several other different Garcinias that are fruiting here at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. First, I'm looking at my aroids. This Anthurium regale Esmeralda. This is the mature leaf. Just beautiful, beautiful plants. It's Anthurium tremulum. That's a new leaf, obviously. They seem to send off a lot of leaves in the natural compost we make here. I'm going to try to replace biodynamic and organic with natural when I talk. See if I can remember to do that. I'm going to look at these variegated, what people call rare houseplants, but I'm growing them to plant in our orchard floor. Companion plants for, you know, the Garcinia fruit trees that we grow here, the reason why we started this farm, the Achachairu tree and the Luke's Garcinia, because they come from the same habitat as the trees. So this is our Philodendron Giganteum Blizzard, and I like it a lot. I really like Giganteum. The leaves have a nice pillow effect, and the variegation is, I think this one's called Blizzard. It's good. And it keeps its variegation. That's the original leaf. There were 3 little leaves when I got it. 4 maybe. This one, and then all these big leaves are after I bought it. And this is probably my favorite at the moment. Philodendron Domesticum Variegated. When I first started doing this, I didn't really understand all the little names they had, like Albo and stuff like that, but Blizzard, and I get it now. People have them indoors. We grow ours all natural. Just use manure and rainwater that we harvest for the ones that are underneath the roof. So this is Jose Buono, which I love this plant, but the only thing I don't like about it is the variegation starts turning green, more green. So the oldest leaves, it's very hardly noticeable, unlike the Domesticum. Or even the Blizzard, Giganteum. Leaves are much prettier on the mature specimen, so I have to rate this one down a little bit because of that. I like the leaves and I like the variegation when it comes out, but the one I'm really impressed with, though, is this Philodendron Butle Marx Variegated. This was just a little node cutting without a root, and it grows fast. This is, I rate this one probably second or third, probably, behind Giganteum. Yeah, Giganteum's definitely better. I love the Philodendron Ring of Fire. I could see it moving up the list in my ratings, but this was just a little tissue culture I bought with these little leaves, and all these big leaves are new, but I could tell it was going to have good variegation because this leaf was with it. So I don't know, I like it as much as Pink Princess. This was a tissue culture also, so I would have to go Domesticum, Giganteum, Butle Marx, and then Pink Princess, then Ring of Fire, and this one I can see quickly becoming #1. This is the Epiprenum Pinnatum Variegated from Equigenera. This is our newest one, and this is all new growth. It's got 2 new growth points. I buried it flat in here, so it's got a growth point here and a growth point there, and it's super fast growing. And then the Monstera deliciosa half moon node cutting I started. This is what started it all, was my Monstera deliciosa node cutting I bought for myself Christmas 2 years ago, and it's now finally growing. Variegation's coming out. I didn't have it in enough sun, but the variegation hadn't been that good after that half moon leaf, and so I'm gonna have to rate it down a little bit, but it looks like it's coming out now, so I could see it moving up the list. I'm gonna put it above the Epiprenum. So there it is. It's the Giganteum, or the Domesticum, the Giganteum, the Jose Buono, the Butle Marx, or no, the Butle Marx, the Jose Buono, and then the Pink Princess and Ring of Fire, and then I had to put the Monstera above the Epiprenum. So Monstera, because I've had it so long, and I started from a node. I planted it out in just outside, not in here, just in the dirt, and it survived. And I bought it in December, so didn't water it, just put it there, and it's probably why it didn't grow. I forgot about this one. This is possibly my favorite. Paraiso Verde. Yeah, it's a tie with Domesticum, I guess. Tie for my favorite. This is a new leaf coming out. I just up-potted it. Got everything on these bamboo poles, and I haven't had the heart to cut it yet, but I have to, because this is Painted Lady. Philodendron Painted Lady. I didn't have it in the sun, and now it's in the sun, so it's starting to look better, but I'm looking at the older leaves and they're very green, so I think that the variegation isn't that great on that. So I'm gonna put that one in last place, probably. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 10 variegated ones. So I have this Imbe silver blue. This is a gorgeous plant, and it's like, I could see this being easily one of my favorite plants here. I love blue foliage, and it was a little tiny 2-leaf tissue culture, and it started getting some black fungus on the tissue and dying, and I just moved it over to the sun, and it shot out this new leaf. And I mean, your chemical started plants come with disease, people. That's the problem. So I'm not going to get into it. Everyone knows that I'm anti-chemical, so. All right, that's it. I'm going to go look at the, Brugmansia is just getting ready to go look at my Garcinia trees. Silly. So I'm going to put shade screen on this pool screen and move my plants into there, because somebody started using the pool again. So what are you doing, birds? Don't be eating my fruit, please. So I can move my stuff that doesn't mind getting too much rainwater out there. So I talked about putting thread on my tropical fruit trees, and I realized I didn't order organic thread, and so I can't use it. It's such a pain. It's a pain being organic. I'm glad I did it because I learned to pay attention to stuff, but I just don't see any people like growing it. It's weird. It's just, I don't know. There's no support from the organic community. Oh, is that Achacha fruit? No, that's my passion fruit everywhere. So it's like if you're not getting any support, they're not supporting you. So it doesn't make any sense to stick with an organization that doesn't support you. And people don't really seem to care. People know how I grow naturally, so I don't see a need for them to just cause me stress. And I'm getting kind of elderly, so I don't need the stress. So that's why I'm going all natural now. Those were the Achacha fruits, which I didn't even talk about. I'll go back over there. Look at all this weediness. Think this is healthy? Hell yeah. This is my crap. You know, a day's worth of bedding from the barn. I just dump. Works out to about 26 pounds of nitrogen per acre per year. So the Achacha is very big, and there's a lot of fruit on here, and they like sit on the tree for a while until they turn brown. One of my subscribers, or somebody that watches the YouTube channel, commented on, I see some claw marks on one that I didn't know were there, that they were from Colombia, or his mother was from Colombia, and said to wait until they turn brown, and, or you know, get a gold tint to them. So I did that with the first two, and the first one I picked early, the second one I waited till it turned brown, or bronze, and it was good. So thank you, subscribers. Thank you, subscribers. Look at how big the fruit is, though. I mean, this is like really big Achacha fruit. Heavy. There's quite a bit of it. These are what are falling off. These are good too. So I have this peanut butter fruit over here. And it's looking really good. And I have two of these trees. And this is torch ginger. This is I believe a red one. I thought we had 4 different varieties, but I mean, I bought 4 or 5 different varieties, but we've only got 2 different varieties. I'm fairly certain. A red one and a pink one. This one has beautiful red rhizomes. All this stuff planting together. The trees that grow in the heliconia do twice as good as the other trees. I know that seems strange, but that is the case. Some creature got in here at my Annona salzmanii, I see, digging. Saw possum out here. It's probably possum or armadillo. But this little seedling salzmanii tree does not need to be disturbed. Thank you very much. Kind of our rarest Annona. We do have a Seramoya, so that's just as rare here. One of each, seed grown. jungle. It's a juicy fruit jungle. This is my favorite sapodilla. I don't know what type it is, but it's really good. Looks like it's getting ready to do it up. So I have some other seed grown Garcinia trees, and I have these Garcinia macrophylla, larger ones. This was one. This is supposed to be a really good fruit of the Garcinia species. I have not tasted it yet, but it's got new growth on there. But that tree is like half the size of the one that's planted. Not even half. This one's like 3 times as big. It's planted in the heliconia. The heliconia grew around it. I couldn't dig it out because it was already around it. And it's huge. I think these trees get pretty massive because the fruit's pretty big and the leaves are pretty big. And yep, I'm excited for those. And this is one of our flowering ice cream bean trees. This is a Fuilii cross, I believe, or variant. I'm sure it's a good variety because it came from Garden of Delights, and I think they're in Homestead or down there years ago. This is a quaimuck that fruits a different variety than our quaimuck I showed yesterday, the grafted one that we got at Excalibur. This is a seed-grown tree from Montoso Gardens, Puerto Rico. I love their seeds, and I don't know, I've been buying from them for 10 years, but I see little flowers on there. It set flowers during the, the other one's just loading fruit. It produced more fruit than this one. This one I've had for 10 years. I bought it and moved it here and planted it. It was like, 4 inches tall, and I planted it in the lawn because that's when we used to mow, and then I had like wood chips around it, and it just, I don't know, it almost died until I figured out, oh, I need to let the grass grow around the tree. I'm still surprised that people push that, remove all the grass from around the tree, but everyone has to learn at their own pace, I guess. It's so beautiful here, the nature and the quiet. There's not too many birds. I do hear a little owl. Cha-cha trees. Okay, so here's the Cherry Arroyo Grande, the second one we have, and this one has flowers on it, but no fruit. The flowers look like strawberries. They're pretty. It's got new growth on it that's kind of bronze color, which is nice. It's a very waxy leaf plant, so I know it's good for harboring fungi in its tissue and root zone. This is what we want. There's a squirrel. Don't see very many of those around here. We've got so many birds of prey here that squirrels kind of get picked off all the time. So here is that one of my houseplants. This is Philodendron Chironiae, and it was just a leaf cutting. It sent out this leaf during the drought, and then it sent out this other one. It's doing okay. There was one over here that I'm not gonna go look digging for it, but I saw that it was coming up. Maybe it was here. I don't know. I don't like to disturb them. They seem okay though. Okay, so we have a big Garcinia. I think this is intermedia here. And I never go look at it. Because the fruit wasn't really that good. I didn't think. I mean, I like it, but it's not, I don't know, it's not an Achacha, let's put it that way. Nope. But this tree produces fruit quite often, and basically a year round. And it's got fruit on it now, and it's like, covered in blooms. So I'm quite excited about this tree. It's got the new leaves coming out. That seems to be when they bloom, is when the leaves come out, these Garcinias. I see quite a bit of bloom on it, so I'm happy about that. This tree's like 7 feet tall, finally. Everything's naturally grown. We don't water anything. We just use manure. Some, you know, carbon. We leave all carbon. And Zebu Manure, organically, regeneratively raised Zebu cattle. These rose apples are looking good. Achachas never have done this great. I mean, they really are finally taking off, I see. It's the Zebu manure for sure. You know, that's what that is. That's what that is. That's what that is. So this is how ridiculous the recommendations to apply nitrogen is in Florida. So we apply 26 pounds of nitrogen per acre, but according to universities in Florida, they suggest that you apply up to 240 pounds of nitrogen per acre for grapefruit, which is, we're in Indian River County. That's what they grew here, grapefruit. So that's 240 pounds per acre of nitrogen. So my 4 Zebu cattle give me, 26 pounds of nitrogen, and 2 donkeys per acre per year here. So in order to get up to 240 pounds of nitrogen per acre, I would have to have, how many more Zebu? I would have to have, so a quarter of 200 is, I mean, it's like an eighth of the cows is what we have, plus 2. So that's, what is that? 2, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 4, 28. 28 plus 2 more, so 32, 36. We would have to add 36 more Zebu. And 8 more donkeys to get us to 240 pounds of nitrogen per acre. So this is what's wrong with the recommendations of nutrients. That's way too many for this tiny little property. It would cause a pollution problem. And there you have it, basically. I think the amount we have is about perfect. So this is This is a red flowering Garcinia. I had to think and talk at the same time. It's kind of hard. And look at plants. It's this is a Garcinia Brasiliensis, and it's covered in flowers, and this one also blooms year-round, or fruits year-round. Really never done this before, this big of a bloom. I do pull parasitic vines off the tree. Birds don't seem to get these, which is nice. Okay, I see some beautiful fruit on this Garcinia Gardneriana, and it's quite large. I can see it from here. Where is it? And it has a super bloom on it. There it is. So this has fruit on it. The fruit are much bigger than the one that's in the shade. And it's got a super bloom on it. So it's gonna give us like a big, huge crop quickly. We started this farm for the Garcinias and didn't realize at the time that they were like the slowest growing trees there were, and people really didn't know how to grow them naturally. I couldn't find any information on it, and I just kind of had to go to the indigenous methods, the natural methods, and thought about what they had to do. How did these trees develop before chemicals? And had to develop our own little system here that seems to work. That was Garcinia seashore mangosteen, Garcinia Gardneriana, black sapotes. Okay, I'm gonna go look at the so that Garcinia Gardneriana is a female tree, and we have a male tree, so that's good. And then we have this tree, which is a closely related, but has pink flowers, pinkish red flowers, with white interiors, or cream colored, pinkish cream. I don't know, it's different. It's different than the others. I don't know what it is. They do really well. I mean, obviously they grow here in Florida really easily. I could see them that they could become invasive here eventually. That would be nice. So this is a Garcinia Madruno. This tree has produced fruit for us 2 years in a row. But this year the fruit got froze by the 31 degrees. But it didn't hurt the tree. So you can see the new growth froze. That's what that dead stuff is. Those are the frozen new leaves. I'm surprised they're still there. Those are the new leaves. That's what they look like when they froze. But it didn't kill the older leaf. It just makes me, very waxy leaves, makes me think that the arbuscular fungi helped move that water, kept that water moving through that leaf tissue during the times of cold. Why else would why would just the young leaves freeze. So I don't know. I think about shit like this. Sorry. I'm not sure what this tree is. I thought maybe it could be a cashew. Something we grow here, but I'm thinking maybe it's an egg fruit. It's growing very fast, which is like a cashew, but it has like leaves that go up. I remember planting something here. I just can't remember what it was. Probably an egg fruit. This is a pile of our daily manure. What is that, Adamoya I planted last spring maybe? It's looking good. This is a Priestley Adamoya. Mostly planted Priestley because I hadn't got the Geffner to fruit well until this year, it looks like. It's finally fruiting well. There's all this talk about hand pollinating Anonas. That's just crazy. I mean, it's so unnecessary. But, oh well. People learn eventually. Let's see if there's any jackfruit on here. I don't smell anything. This produced 2 fruit for us last year, this little tiny jackfruit tree. It's like 7 feet tall is all. Spindly little tree. Tiny little round fruit. It's a grafted tree from Excalibur. Here's our little citrus I planted during the drought. Seed-grown citrus. That's how we do them. These are second generation seed-grown citrus of ours. Really good lemon. Produces in sets a crop at 3 years. It's ready at 4. Produces huge crops. It's a nice citrus. It's the one the birds attack. So easy to grow too. It's just, I don't know. What in the hell have they been telling people? Here's a Quimac. From our fruit. It's that big leaf mulberry tree. Cashew. Yeah, that's not the same leaf as that other one. This the thing's no, totally different. Little mango seedlings. Sugarloaf, I believe. Go in here and look at this little Garcinia that I haven't looked at in a long time. The looks have been taking their time. There's one right there. They're very healthy. So I bought some trees that were supposed to be Luke's Garcinias, and they ended up being Imbe trees, like, I don't know, 9-10 years ago. And so I've procured 200 seeds of the Lukes, and good. Grapevines are the worst. I'm gonna go over and look at this Imbe tree since we were looking at Garcinias. You know, the Garcinia Livingstonia. This is a female tree. This is one of those 6 trees, or whatever, that I bought as Luke's. And it had a branch that produced fruit this year for the first time. So these Imbes, if you put them on your counter, they ripen up really nice. The other Garcinias, I don't think do that, but these do. Mm-hmm. Really good fruit. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm at Florida Natural Farming. Have a beautiful day.